Alright, so everyone at one point in their life gets asked, are you happy with where you are right now? And most of us don't even think about it until we are asked that question. A quote from Quisenberry said, the future is like the present, only longer. And I think that's completely true because you guys sit there and you think that something's going to come, and then something's not going to come, and it just comes within a couple years worth, and it just seems like it was just yesterday. So today I'm going to talk to you about how the future seems so far away, but it's actually very close to us, how the past and the present have a direct correlation to our future, and how choices that we make today affect how we are going to be. So the first, the future. Why does it seem so far away? In elementary school, you're sitting there coloring books and reading stories and having your teacher, help you with everything. But before you know it, you're in your senior year of high school and you don't know what college you're applying to. Everything just seems to be calming down and so overwhelming. And that's because none of us actually sit there and think about what's going to happen. We don't realize that time is passing by so quickly. And the quote said, you have to be kind of aware of it, because before you know it, all that time is just going to be wasted if you guys don't actually sit down and realize what's happening. When I was a senior, oh my God, I thought I was going to die because of all the applications I have to fill out. And I remember saying to myself, oh, 4 more years, oh, 3 more years, oh, a couple more weeks, I'll be fine. And I ended up just not applying at all, just because I was really lazy, and then things just kind of went too fast for me, and then now I'm working harder than I ever have been trying to get into a university. Which brings me to my second point. The past and the present have a direct correlation to our future. The past is who you are, the present is who you are now, and the future is just all of that combined. So before you make any decisions, you have to consider that. You can't think it's going to be different later on, because how is it going to be different if you don't change anything? And let's say today you decide to, like me, be a slacker, be lazy or whatever, and you'll just think, oh, I'll just do it next time. But then that habit is just going to carry on, a couple years down the line, and you're just not going to get your job or whatever you're going to do, and you're just going to be stuck, whatever you want to be in life. And which brings me to my third point. Everything we decide now affects everything later. So the choices you make now, it's just going to be a straight line to what it's going to be like. Let's say you're at a job and you just think, oh, it's fine, I'll work this right now, and maybe I'll get a raise, maybe not, maybe I'll get a promotion, maybe not. But if you don't work towards a goal, you're just going to find yourself stuck all the time. So like the quote from Quisenberry said, the future is like the present, only longer, which is basically the present is now. Is this how you want your life to be? So before you look further, make sure you look at who you are right now.
All right, Kat, the introduction is very good. You've got a nice question that you ask. You transition to the topic well. You've got a solid thesis. There's an excellent layout of what the structure is going to be. When you get to the content of the speech, you follow that structure for the most part. You develop each of those points a little bit with some personal examples. You try to make them interesting. A couple of times it seemed a little redundant, but you're still sticking to the structure, and so even though maybe it seems like something is repetitive, we know we're going to get to another point, and I thought you did okay on that. Presentation issues, everything's really solid except a couple of things you might want to watch out for. You've got some good indicators where you're speaking. You're very animated with your gestures, but sometimes they get a little repetitive and it might be a little over-animated, so maybe dial it down a couple of notches. And then your positioning, you basically stand in the one position. You're animated from the waist up, from the waist down. You're kind of locked into that one spot. And thankfully, you're not nervous. It's not like you're shifting your feet constantly or crossing your ankles, but you do seem like I'm glued to this particular spot, and it might be a good idea to emphasize a point by stepping forward occasionally or shifting the angle of your body entirely from one side to the other to just maybe add a little bit of emphasis to the content. I thought you had a good solid summary and exit line, so most of the things in the speech were really solid. All right, thank you.